What is up, guys? Zane from Forward Progress Madden. I know it's been a while. I think this is going to be a really good opportunity to do some teaching here. So today there was some big Madden NFL 18 news with the release of the feature ID the Mic. Now, this led to a lot of conversation on Twitter, a lot of healthy conversation on Twitter. This news was broken by Madden developer Clint Oldenburg, who spent some time in the NFL as a lineman for both the Patriots and the Washington Redskins. So basically what this feature is going to do for us in Madden NFL 18 is it's going to allow us to highlight a specific rusher that we do not want to come in on a blitz. Now, if you're thinking about Madden NFL 17, we're talking about nickel blitz 2. Would have been a great tool to have to pick up that pesky nickel blitzer. But for the future, this is going to be a very, very nice way to kind of create that cat and mouse blitz game that we've been searching for so long in Madden. So let's go ahead and talk about how you ID a mic. There was a lot of talk on Twitter in my mentions about guys that maybe played linebacker in high school or college. Now, I didn't play any college ball. I just played in high school. My passion for X's and O's has just led me to watch YouTube videos and read books nonstop. And this is where I hopefully can teach this in terms of Madden for you guys. So a lot of guys said, hey, I was always the mic. I was always the mic. Now, when I say mic, this is a relative term, and that's a point of confusion that I saw today when they released this feature announcement for Madden NFL 18. Mic is a relative term from the offensive perspective when you're talking about IDing a mic. So just because you played middle linebacker, I can go and look at any team's depth chart and say, oh, Brian Urlacher was the mic for the Bears back in 05. That is true, but when you're talking about IDing a front, it's not always going to be the depth chart mic linebacker that they point at. So let's go ahead and talk about this from a pro personnel. Now, this is what I'm most familiar with because, I mean, that's what I go back to when I played. We did a lot of two-back. And this is a pretty standard call that teams will use. I just want to go into a small disclaimer before I break this down. Teams do things differently based off of their protection schemes. Zone pass blocking schemes may designate differently than a man-to-man, also known as big-on-big scheme in pass protection. So I'm sure some of you guys that are watching this video who are also X's and O's fanatics may have learned, read, or been taught differently than what I'm about to say. So when you go on YouTube, you're not going to see the same thing for every single breakdown. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm wrong, and it doesn't mean that you're wrong. So please comment below, share what you know, because I think more knowledge is power in this example. And we still have 3 months to learn roughly before Madden NFL 18 comes out. And I think this is a great opportunity to teach so people know what they're looking for when they are breaking into Madden NFL 18 in late August for the first time. So let's go ahead and talk about this here. Offense is in a weak alignment, tight end to the right, pro personnel. This is your two-back. The protection is going to basically number your linebackers weak to strong. So the way this works is you're going to look at the box, take your linebackers and number from weak to strong. So this is number 1, this is number 2. And your mic linebacker in this protection is your second linebacker weak to strong. So in this example, the depth chart mic linebacker, Bobby Wagner, is actually the mic linebacker when identified by the pass protection. Now, what does this mean in terms of actually blocking the front? Now, what this is going to mean is that the center and right guard are going to tango block. The tight end side guard is going to combo with the center, tango. And if this mic linebacker decides that he's going to come in on the blitz, if he comes in through the B gap, right guard is responsible. If he comes in, say there's a middle linebacker is going to crash into the weak side A gap, and maybe the nose tackle takes a hard rush into the right A gap. If that happens, you're still going to have the double team between the center and the tight end side guard. But when he goes into that gap, the center will peel off and be responsible for that protection. So that is exactly how IDing the mic works. The rest of it is man-on-man. And fullback is responsible if this linebacker comes in through either gap. He'll be responsible for that pickup. So just know that here. And then on this side, obviously, you're going to have man-on-man with the defensive end and a situation where if this linebacker comes in off the edge, that is the running back's responsibility. So that is how this front is going to be picked up. Now, where we kind of got that point of confusion on Twitter was players saying that they were always ID'd as the Mike at all times. And I said, well, I mean, it depends. If you walk players down into the box, if you play an even front, such as a 4-4, which is pretty popular in high school, especially against pro personnel. A lot of teams go 4-4, cover 3, 1 high, 2 corners, 4 linebackers. And the best way to really simulate that, I could call 4-4 front if I wanted to, but I'm not going to go back to the play call screen. I'm just going to walk this safety down. So let's go ahead and walk that safety down in the box. So now we have something more resembling a 4-4 alignment here with 4 backers and 4 linemen. You're still going to use that two weak to strong type of numbering system. So you now respect Earl Thomas III as a linebacker, and you're going to number him as your 1. Number 2 is KJ Wright. Now, KJ Wright, in our previous example, when we didn't have Earl Thomas, he was our will. So when you walk Earl Thomas down, you now have to re-mic it. So Earl Thomas is now the will. KJ Wright is now the Mike. Bobby Wagner now becomes your Sam. This player is just viewed as an outside edge rusher. And what this does is this front is unaccounted for. You can't pick up this protection, or you can try, but it's going to be much more difficult. So let's go ahead and talk about how this protection is picked up. So left tackle is going to be man-on-man with the defensive end. Fullback is responsible for will backer through the gap, just like the previous example. This is your new will. He's responsible. Now, in this example, this is our new Mike. So we're going to have a combo block. Center, left guard are going to combo block on this defensive tackle, weak side defensive tackle. This is tough. You're going to have that center and left guard double team. And then if this linebacker decides he wants to blitz left B gap, left guard is responsible. If he decides he wants to blitz left A gap, center pulls off the double team and picks it up. Man-on-man, right guard against nose tackle. That's a tough angle for that blocker. So you need a really talented right guard to pick up this protection here, because if this defensive nose tackle decides to crash hard to the left, that's going to be a very, very tough blocking angle. Now, man-on-man, tight end, the right tackle versus the defensive end here. And now this is where you have trouble. If you don't have the tight end staying to block, you have the running back responsible for 2 linebackers. He has to work inside to outside, much like most common sense blocking logic is. You want to block the inside rush because that's the quickest to the quarterback, let the outside come. So running back's going to block inside to outside. If this linebacker comes in, running back's responsible. If this linebacker comes in, running back will only pick him up if this linebacker is not blitzing. So in this front, somebody is unaccounted for if they decide that they want to blitz heavy with this front. So I hope that this was a good explanation for you guys as to how IDing the Mike works. Again, I just want to touch things are taught differently. This isn't the only way to identify a front. Teams that use zone blocking systems may block differently. There's teams that use a combination. Maybe strong side will zone block, weak side will go man-on-man on the back side. It happens. So hopefully this video was productive for you guys. I'm really looking forward to this feature in Madden 18. I can't wait to see how we're going to use it, especially on a competitive front. I think it's going to be something that's going to give the offense tools, and at the same time, I think it's going to be a way that the defense is going to be able to really play a cat and mouse game, because as we talk about, when you make these alignment protections, if you guess the wrong Mike and you have the line block differently, then you can really really confuse the offensive line, and that's how walking down extra players late and showing blitz late is so popular, because teams will, especially against like Peyton Manning, you talk about what the Bears did years ago, game 1 of the regular season. They would show a stack alignment, and then Peyton Manning would identify Urlacher as the Mike, and then they'd quickly walk down a safety or immediately go into a double A gap sugar, and Peyton Manning was honestly baffled. That's one of the few times in my life I've ever seen Peyton Manning in his prime baffled by some confusion. So hopefully we're able to kind of play this cat and mouse chess game. I'm really eager to see how this is implemented, and I'm very excited for Madden NFL 18. As more information comes out this summer, I'll be dropping some simple teaching tips. I know this is Madden NFL 17, but hopefully it was something you could use and learn going into Madden NFL 18, so you know what to do when you get your hands on this feature. Until next time, this is Zan. Get in the lab, and good luck.